let's all smile together at the Florida State Fair, February 8th through the 19th. Discounted advance tickets on sale at participating Wawa stores.
This is the radio program Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks.
Hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the Tan Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Hi, this is Paul Malloy, host of Freedom Works, The Paul Malloy Show. I hope you'll join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, where we strive to bring you the libertarian perspective on political events of the day. There's no show quite like Freedom Works, with in-depth interviews, our ultimate top 10 list, and so much more. So join us for Freedom Works, The Paul Malloy Show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
You got to be safe. You got to be safe.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's time for the Kelly Show on the Tan Talk Radio Network with your hosts Kelly and Doug Kelly. Kelly is an award-winning photographer and travel writer, as well as the publisher of the popular ColorfulClearwater.com blog. And Doug is the author of 3 published books and a contributing editor for Florida Sportsman magazine. Now, here they are.
Here we are. Well, the dream died in the Motor City. The mighty Tampa Bay Buccaneers got to bat just like Casey did, and unfortunately they struck out. They put up a good game, but I think in the end it was inconsistency. They would play a game as they did against the Green Bay Packers, which was just like they were unstoppable. And then they'd play the New Orleans Saints, and they were stoppable, all within a couple of weeks of each other. So to really be a top-notch team with 12, 13, 14 wins out of 17 in this season, you really have to be able to produce week after week after week. So, having said that, they did put up a fight. They lost by really 1 touchdown, 8 points.
1 turnover.
One turnover. They did have the ball with a couple minutes left. Shades of Tom Brady, but unfortunately, Baker threw an interception, and that was it. But Ed Davis is the executive producer of the Tan Talk Radio Network. He joins us, as always, in the control room. Ed, you're a student more than most of the Buccaneers. What was your look about the game?
Well, I mean, it's the finality of everything. You know, you're so high one week because, you know, they won, and then you go on, and then it's everything is over. Yeah, and then you wonder, you know, will you get back to that far next year? There's going to be some changes here, tweaks here and there. Yeah. I was impressed that they stayed with him. It was 17-17 at one point.
Right,
and I think they went into typical Todd Bowles mode of
conservatism.
Playing not to lose.
Yeah.
And you notice when it got to 17-17 how quiet that building got.
Oh, sure.
That's when you really got to step on the
scared. They got scared.
You got to hit the gas pedal and keep going.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, let's go here, and you know. So
yeah.
I was just glad they didn't get blown out.
Yeah. Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So we're in a situation now because last week, if they'd have lost last week, one and done, Bowles would have been gone.
Probably.
But now that's not going to happen now because now you can say, hey, well, last 2 years we made the playoffs, and whatnot. So
I think he's there. And like you said, he's a defensive genius.
I think we found a quarterback. I mean, which was a big deal.
He earned a contract. That's for sure.
Yeah, they don't grow on trees around here.
That's right.
So we found one, and now we got to find some. Then we get a little bit of get out of the salary cap hell that we were in.
Oh yeah, 81 million.
Yeah, so hopefully, I think it'll be a little bit better next year. We'll see.
I hope so too. Baker Mayfield certainly did prove himself.
Yeah,
He did.
He stepped in with a lot of baggage, really, that he brought with him. Bad behavior, immaturity, and some problems with it, at Cleveland and what have you. But he didn't. All those things were gone and behind him.
He was no Johnny Manziel. I mean, he came out with a number one billing, the overall pick and everything, and they had all the commercials for him when he was a rookie.
Yep. Yeah.
But I think there's a big difference with him, and he's still young, and they can lock him up at a decent rate, hopefully.
I think he'll probably knock down pretty much the same salaries you and I have here at the radio station, in the upper two figures. Anyway, enough about the Bucks. We'll have to talk more about them, unfortunately, next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, you can also watch our show live on the Kelly Kelly Facebook page. You can see our smiling faces and Doug's maybe not so smiling faces after that loss. But we're also on the station's YouTube channel at what is it, Ed? Tan Talk Radio?
Tan Talk Radio.
Tan Talk Radio on YouTube. And each show is also podcast as well at internetradiopros.com.
Yeah, there are some expats who like to keep in touch with what's going on locally. But today's show is about two really important topics. What to do, and just as importantly, what not to do if you get injured. And
in a car accident.
No, in any accident.
In any accident.
Anything that somebody else's negligence may have caused.
That's true.
If you're walking underneath their apartment and they push a piano outside their window and it crunches you, if you're still alive, you should sue. Or the family should sue. But anyway, also mental health affects us all. And we all know or used to know someone suffering from mental illness. And that's going to be with our second guest.
Okay.
Yep.
Stay tuned for those chats because they can be really important at some point to all of us.
That's true. We do try our best to give a platform to responsible political and business leaders, as well as those with events and charities in town, in the community. And we'd like to have a little fun, too, with our infamous Make a Choice game that we often play with guests on the show.
Yes, we'll be chatting with Matt Noyes, a partner in the law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes.
Yep. And right after Matt, we'll be hearing from Lauren Conklin, a world-renowned violinist, or is it violinist?
Violinist.
Who is spearheading an organization benefiting those with mental health challenges.
We'll get right to them, but first see if you know the answer to this trivia question. Do most people choose red toothbrushes or blue ones? The answer right after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
In 1955, the law firm now known as Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes made a decision. Instead of taking whatever cases came through their doors, they decided to focus specifically on personal injury. 64 years later, the law firm is one of Clearwater's longest-running personal injury firms. Available 24 hours a day with offices in Clearwater and throughout Tampa Bay, they're ready to put decades of experience to work for you if you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or injured due to someone's negligence or recklessness. If you feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or unsure about your next steps after being involved in an accident or after a loved one sustained serious injuries due to someone else's negligence, call Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes at 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. That's 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. Non-attorney spokesman.
Shop the largest selection of Guy Harvey apparel, artwork, and gift items at GuyHarvey.com. From the world-renowned marine wildlife artist, the Guy Harvey online shop features the latest in performance apparel, classic Guy Harvey t-shirts, decor for every room in your home, exquisite ocean-inspired jewelry, and unique gift items, including custom merchandise not available anyplace else. Browse an extensive catalog of original Guy Harvey works of art and a full range of beautiful reproductions. As with all Guy Harvey merchandise, a percentage of sales benefits the ocean conservation, research, and education work of the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. The Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation will help ensure that future generations can enjoy and benefit from a well-balanced ocean ecosystem. Bring the undersea world into your everyday life at GuyHarvey.com.
Do you know what a truly special blog is? It's a website that's rated as one of the best in Florida, chock full of fantastic articles, humor, videos, and hundreds of cool pictures. So what blog is creating all that buzz? It's ColorfulClearwater.com, a blog on the internet created by Kelly Kelly. ColorfulClearwater.com is gaining in popularity every day due to its original writing and original videos and photography. It's updated several times per week with fresh content and includes everything about the color, culture, and vibrancy of Clearwater's citizens and businesses. Even though it covers just one city in Florida, ColorfulClearwater.com nonetheless is already outperforming blogs promoting tourist destinations and major sports teams. Hey, see for yourself. Give a visit to ColorfulClearwater.com and make it your source of enlightening insights and entertainment. That's ColorfulClearwater.com.
These days, amidst supply chain issues, staffing crises, and rising energy bills, it's not easy to be a successful entrepreneur in Clearwater. For many, financial fears have led to sleepless nights. On top of that, many more have employees and customers that they're trying to protect and reassure. A monumental task when they themselves are struggling with burnout. We're all experiencing a lot of intense emotions. So where can you find safe harbor? At Amplify Clearwater. Amplify Clearwater is your Chamber of Commerce, and the name says it all, to make Clearwater larger, greater, stronger. Here you'll find like-minded members who are seeking opportunities to learn from each other, to collaborate, network, support, and do business together. Every business owner's goal in 2022 is to grow their business. If you need help, your friends at Amplify Clearwater are here for you. Submit your application today at amplifyclearwater.com/join.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, thank you for being with us today on the Kelly Kelly Show. I'm Doug Kelly with my better half and 3/4 and 7/8, Kelly Kelly, and here with Big Ed Davis. And before the break, we did ask if you knew the answer to this trivia question. Do most people choose red or blue toothbrushes? And I think most people would say blue. And if they did, they'd be right. What color is your toothbrush, Kelly?
It's white with blue trim.
Okay.
Yeah.
White with blue trim. Okay. Mine's blue.
Uh-huh.
And I think our guest said his is blue as well.
Mine's blue with white trim.
Oh, there you
go.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. Fancy,
All right.
fancy. I think we're going to introduce our first guest, and that is Matt Noyes. And Matt is interested in personal injury law. He started based on a very tough situation that had to happen to you when you were, 16?
Yeah, 16 years old.
What happened?
I was driving to work at McDonald's. I was stopped at a light at Haynes Bay Shore in 19 when they used to have lights there. My light turned green, and so I proceeded with my left-hand turn, and a Cadillac from New York blew through the light at US 19 and crashed into me. My heart stopped, and they had to shock me back.
Wow.
I had a broken hip, collapsed lung,
Oh, my goodness.
torn rotator cuff,
Wow.
and several other injuries.
Tough. Thank heavens you recovered.
Yeah, it was good. It's good to be 16. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So,
But obviously, from that point in time, you immediately took an interest to injuries.
I did.
And laws and accidents and things like that. And you're now a named partner
Right.
at Perrin at Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes. And it's a firm that's been around for a long time. When did it first start?
We are the oldest personal injury law firm in Tampa Bay. My partner likes to say the longest established because, of course, he's older than me, so he doesn't like the word oldest. But no, Guy Pernick started our firm downtown Clearwater in 1955.
Wow.
And I've been with them now for, about 35 years.
Oh, my half. That's awesome.
And I decided to be a lawyer once I saw what the insurance company was doing to my family after my crash.
Mm-hmm.
And that we didn't know the answers. We didn't know what to do. And so a very good attorney here in Clearwater gave us guidance, and that sparked my interest of helping people like he helped us.
Yes, yes.
Excellent.
If you do get into an accident and not that it's someone else's fault, for heaven's sakes, don't take whatever the insurance company offers you,
No, you can't.
because they're not going. They're in a business, like it or not. That's what capitalism is.
Right.
It's the profit and the bottom line. They're going to try to pay out as little as they can and charge for premiums as much as they can get away with.
Right.
And I'm not saying they're the scum of the earth, but they do try to take advantage of people's naivety.
They're public companies.
Yeah.
They need to they want to make a profit,
Right.
because the more profit they make, the
Yeah.
more stock ownerships they can sell. And so they're in the business of making a profit, and every penny that they pay out on a valid claim is a penny out of their profit.
Yes, exactly.
So what could having an attorney do for someone who's been in an accident?
It's really for guidance, knowing what the questions to ask, and much less trying to find out the answers. If you don't know the questions, you never get the answers. And so the attorney can really guide the injured person through the process. There's many times we've talked to clients after a crash and just answered the questions that they had because they didn't need to hire an attorney. But it's always good to talk to an attorney first to make sure that you know what the questions are so you can get the answers that you need. The attorney can make sure that you're not signing anything that forever releases your claim. Insurance companies have a tendency to try to pounce on somebody right after the crash or the day or two after the crash and offer them a check and have them sign a release. Before the adrenaline slows down and before the injuries really show up, once that release is signed, the insurance company arguably is off the hook.
Right.
Now, we fought several of those cases, and we've overcome the signing of the release. But those are battles that you shouldn't have to fight if you talk to an attorney first.
I've heard some insurance companies have been so into it and so, I don't want to say the word impetuous, but they'll show up with a signed check and like 15,000 in big letters and hand it to them. Say, please sign this release and here's your money. And people say $15,000. Well, they don't realize they could get $150,000.
Right.
And let's take an example. Heaven forbid we get into an accident. What should happen? And it turns out to be the fault of the other driver. What immediately should we do?
The immediate thing you should do, and people don't really appreciate that this is what the law is. The law says get off the road. You need to move over and avoid
a worst
traffic and another accident from occurring. And then as long as there's no road rage involved or if it was just a crash, then approach the other driver and exchange information. We all have phones now that cameras. Take a photo of the driver's license, take a photo of the license plate, take a photo of the insurance card, and take photos of the property damage. And share yours as well.
Yes.
If there's a dispute about liability, you still want the information to be provided on both sides. And so then you should call your insurance company to report the injury because you are required to buy what's called personal injury protection coverage or PIP coverage that pays for your medical treatment, whether you caused the accident or the other person did. That's why Florida's called a no-fault state. Your medical bills are paid under your insurance company, but you have to see the doctor within 14 days or all those premiums that you paid for those PIP coverage doesn't come into play. And then you should always talk to an attorney before talking to the other insurance company, just so you know how they are going to ask the questions and what questions that you have to ask. And
certainly talk to your attorney before you give anybody a statement.
Certainly, yes.
Yes.
A lot of times your insurance company will want to get a statement before you talk to the attorney. It different depending on which attorney you talk to. I don't really mind a statement to my client's own insurance company, especially if it's about how the accident happened and the property damage. But never give a recorded statement to the at-fault driver's insurance company.
Because you can say, I feel fine, I'm okay, and the next day you can't get out of bed.
Right. Or you can say, my neck hurts, when really your neck hurts really bad and your lower back hurts, but not as bad as your neck.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pounce on you and say, well, you never said that your lower back hurt too.
Right.
We're not going to be covering that.
Yep.
Those are the battles that we have to play. I mean, that's why it's so important that you talk to the attorney to know what your rights are, but also to know what your obligations are. You know, you do have to truthfully tell how the accident happened and truthfully tell about your prior medical treatment and any pre-existing that you may have.
Now, your firm also handles workers' compensation cases and Social Security disability.
That's correct.
What's that involved?
Well, Social Security disability, I heard that you have mental health expert coming on. And, and really, that's the battle that we fight. We have a lot of wonderful people that worked all their lives. And whether because of physical injury or mental injury, they just can't work anymore. And that's what Social Security disability is there for. That's what they paid into the system for. And so we are always happy to fight hardworking people that can't work after a physical or mental injury, because it is a battle. I mean, you're fighting the federal government for your benefits, and it's a long process, and it's very document oriented. And so it's important to know what documents need to be filed and how to file them. And so you really need an attorney to do that.
Now, you've written some books.
I have.
On these subjects.
Right.
Tell us about that.
I wrote a book about auto accidents. It kind of talks about whether or not you need to have an attorney. And believe it or not, this car accident attorney says you don't always need to have an attorney after a car accident. And that book kind of talks about why you wouldn't in certain situations. I wrote a book about workers' comp. Again, it's the rights and responsibilities of an injured worker. Too many people just talk about the rights, and they fail to talk about what the responsibilities are as well. So my book covers on that. And then now we've written 3 books on Social Security disability. You know, it talks about the 5-step process in order to qualify and what to expect and who should be qualified for Social Security and how to go about getting qualified for those benefits that you paid for.
Is there a charge for those books?
No charge.
So how does one get one of them?
They can just call our office at 727-796-8282 and just ask for me, and I'm happy to give that to them. Or they can send me an email at matt@usalaw.com.
Right, and you spell noise, Noyes.
That's correct. No yes.
No yes. Matt Noise. No, yes.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that.
Yes.
Realize it.
Well, with 11 kids, they always thought it was noise, because there's so many.
Well, tell us about you. You had how many brothers and sisters?
I have 10 brothers and sisters.
Good Lord.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Yeah. And interesting about St. Cecilia Catholic School here in Clearwater. There, your mother was a music teacher.
Yeah, my mom was a music teacher.
And you've had a noise at that school in one capacity or another since when?
Well, we had it from 1976 all the way up to when my son graduated. He was the last one. He was in 2020. Now at Clearwater Central Catholic High School, my sister teaches there. She's in her 36th year of teaching at CCC.
Wow.
And so now there's been a noise at CCC every year since 1976 and continuing. And my niece is a freshman there right now. So we have at least 3 more years over at CCC.
Fantastic.
So,
That is amazing.
That's an interesting stat. It really
my
is.
son leaves, he graduates this year. And so
that's awesome.
So it was a fun school. I went there, And so.
And what is Jacob going to be doing after he graduates?
Jacob is going to get a business degree at Ole Miss. And he hopes to come back down here and use that business degree in some kind of sports manner. He's talking about opening up a baseball clinic and cages and such like that.
Now, you also served as an adjunct professor in the legal assistant program at St. Pete Junior College.
Back then, it was junior college. Yes.
Then it became community college.
Yeah, and that was just St. Pete College.
Just St. Pete College. I got you.
Yeah, I graduated from the legal assistant program before I became an attorney, and I wanted to give back. And so I taught probate. I didn't practice in probate, but I taught probate, and I taught, I think, for 5 years. And then Florida changed all the statute numbers of probate and changed some of the rules. And it was like, well, I don't think I can spend the time learning it all over again since I'm not practicing. But it was a great time. We had
And
a
probate
wonderful time.
is the law relating to people's wills
and trusts.
And trusts.
Yeah.
I got you.
And I still see some. Just a few weeks ago, I was emailing a legal assistant in another firm, and she goes, "You were my teacher back then." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's very good." Yeah. So,
what is Operation Stone Soup?
Oh, Operation Stone Soup is really something we started in memory of my mom and dad. They both passed away within a year of each other. And so we formulated what's called the Noyce Family Foundation. And we try to, in essence, help others who help others. And so Noyce Family Foundation does Operation Stone Soup every Thanksgiving. We did our 20th year this year.
Oh, man.
Since Mom passed away 20 years ago.
That's wonderful.
And we give a Thanksgiving dinner to families that may not otherwise have Thanksgiving. We give them all the ingredients. Thanksgiving was always a big thing at the Noyce house. And Mom's birthday is in November. And so this year she would have been 90 years old.
Wow.
And so we gave 90 families a
dinner
care basket.
That's wonderful.
They have all the ingredients because part of the fun is making it together as well.
Sure.
So they get a turkey and all the ingredients.
Isn't that something?
Yes. And so it is fun.
Matt, we're now going to subject you to our famous Make a Choice game.
Uh-oh.
And of course, anyone listening can play along. We're going to provide a series of 2 items, and you tell us your choice.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. I didn't get to see this beforehand, so I'm nervous.
The attorney on the spot.
Okay.
You're the one sweating for a change.
That's right.
Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck?
My granddaughters would be very mad at me if I didn't say Mickey Mouse.
Really?
So
Okay.
Mickey Mouse.
What about you personally?
That's his answer.
I think I would go Mickey Mouse too.
Mickey. All right.
Yeah,
I'm a Donald Duck fan.
I like Donald, but Mickey always seems happier than Donald. So
True.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's enough, kids.
What's your Donald Duck?
I can't do him.
Okay. All right.
I know people who can. Apple pie or lemon meringue pie?
Oh, apple pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I was down in Key Lime. I was down in Key West this weekend for my niece's wedding, and I'm not a big key lime fan, but I had to go and try some key lime pie, and it was good.
It is good.
But it's nothing that I would be wouldn't take that over apple pie anytime.
It's tangy.
Yes.
It is. Okay. Stingray or Jaguar? And we're not talking animals, are we, Doug?
No.
Okay.
We're talking cars.
Okay. Well, I did sponsor the Corvette Association for many, many years, so I think I have to go with Stingray.
To be politically correct.
That's
I
right.
understand.
I never owned one, but my neighbor did, and my friend did, and he's owned several. So I guess I have to go Stingray on that
Did I tell you about my Lamborghini?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I talk about it sometime. It's 3 inches long. It sits up on my computer table.
That's the way it does it.
Yeah. Queen bed or king bed?
It's better. The insurance on that one's a lot better than the other one.
I'll bet. Queen bed or a king bed?
King bed for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. California king if I could.
Especially if you have pets.
Yeah, I
You know,
don't.
You need
but
more leg room.
yeah.
Okay. Necklace or bracelet?
For me?
I don't know.
Yes, for you.
I don't write these questions.
Probably a bracelet.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I don't like things around the neck.
Yeah.
I had to wear a tie. In fact, I'm wearing one today, but usually I don't. So if I don't have to wear something around the neck, I'm all right.
I'm the same way. I don't have jewelry and stuff on.
Yeah.
Okay. Kel?
It's your turn.
Fiction or nonfiction?
Nonfiction. Yes,
Really?
I think nonfiction. Yes,
What
I
do you like
I don't read a lot, and so if I was going to read, it would be
Biography or something like
yeah,
that. Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
something that I can use. Yeah.
Okay. Original or extra crispy?
Extra crispy, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that way.
Don't tell my cardiologist, but yes, extra crispy, without a doubt, please.
So the last one's the toughest.
Okay.
Next year, you're going to be watching college football. Are you going to watch the incredible, Ed's favorite team, by the way, the University of Miami Hurricanes? Well, 5 national championships. I know they've been like in former generations.
I was going to say they have?
There's been, yeah,
Oh,
5.
geez.
Or the puny University of Mississippi. football team.
Well,
Who are you going to be rooting for next year?
If I had to pick between those two, it would be Ole Miss, but otherwise it's USF.
Yeah.
I graduated from USF. I got to always be a Bull.
Oh, yeah. They're doing better.
They're doing better.
They're doing a lot better.
Yes.
That's great.
Matt, what's the contact info for your law firm?
Our firm is Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyce, and we're right on Belcher Road and Sunset Point, and our telephone number is 727-796-8282, and our website is usalaw.com.
Great to see you as always.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure.
You also have a radio program here.
We do.
And you're on every Tuesday from
5 until 6.
Okay, so you want some more info to be up to date on your legal rights and responsibilities? Tune in here,
That's right. Thank
on the
you very
Tan Talk
much.
Radio Network. We'll be right back with our next guest in just a few moments. But first, and here's one that you may or may not know, Matt. How many stitches are on a baseball? Is it 78, 84, or 108? The answer right after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
In 1955, the law firm now known as Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyce made a decision. Instead of taking whatever cases came through their doors, they decided to focus specifically on personal injury. 64 years later, the law firm is one of Clearwater's longest-running personal injury firms. Available 24 hours a day with offices in Clearwater and throughout Tampa Bay, they're ready to put decades of experience to work for you if you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or injured due to someone's negligence or recklessness. If you feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or unsure about your next steps after being involved in an accident or after a loved one sustained serious injuries due to someone else's negligence, call Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyce at 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. That's 727-796-8282 or online at usalaw.com. Non-attorney spokesman.
Shop the largest selection of Guy Harvey apparel, artwork, and gift items at GuyHarvey.com. From the world-renowned marine wildlife artist, the Guy Harvey online shop features the latest in performance apparel, classic Guy Harvey t-shirts, decor for every room in your home, exquisite ocean-inspired jewelry, and unique gift items, including custom merchandise not available anyplace else. Browse an extensive catalog of original Guy Harvey works of art and a full range of beautiful reproductions. As with all Guy Harvey merchandise, a percentage of sales benefits the ocean conservation, research, and education work of the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. The Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation will help ensure that future generations can enjoy and benefit from a well-balanced ocean ecosystem. Bring the undersea world into your everyday life at GuyHarvey.com.
Do you know what a truly special blog is? It's a website that's rated as one of the best in Florida, chock full of fantastic articles, humor, videos, and hundreds of cool pictures. So what blog is creating all that buzz? It's ColorfulClearwater.com, a blog on the internet created by Kelly. ColorfulClearwater.com is gaining in popularity every day due to its original writing and original videos and photography. It's updated several times per week with fresh content and includes everything about the color, culture, and vibrancy of Clearwater's citizens and businesses. Even though it covers just one city in Florida, ColorfulClearwater.com nonetheless is already outperforming blogs promoting tourist destinations and major sports teams. Hey, see for yourself. Give a visit to ColorfulClearwater.com and make it your source of enlightening insights and entertainment. That's ColorfulClearwater.com.
You run your business with a laser-like focus on success. Challenges come at you from every angle, but you stay the course. Your calendar is full and your time is limited. So how do you deal with governmental issues that can impact your business? Turn to Amplify Clearwater, your Chamber of Commerce for Clearwater and Clearwater Beach. Amplify Clearwater monitors legislation on the city, county, and state levels to identify issues that will impact businesses in the region. Then they become your voice to our elected representatives. They listen, watch, then take action to either support positive legislation or table bills that would negatively affect our business community. But they need your support to continue this vital work. Why not join the Chamber today? Visit amplifyclearwater.com for all the details and to submit a membership application. Amplify Clearwater. One community, one chamber, one vision.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to the Kelly Kelly Show. I'm Kelly Kelly. I'm here with my better half and 3/4 and 7/8, Doug Kelly.
All right.
I'll steal your line.
Why not?
And before the break, Doug asked how many stitches are on a baseball. Is it 78, 84, or 108? And if you gave a good guess and didn't Google it, the answer is 108.
That is correct. That is correct. And now it's time for our next guest. She has been on the show, but it's been quite a while. She's a composer known for her phenomenal textures, emotional melodies, and lush strings. She's a violinist and a cellist. And she began composing full-time in 2019 after landing her first feature film, As Real As You Make It. And it's now streaming on Amazon. And she has a second feature film, Abigail, that's I think won the short from Nashville's 48-Hour Film Festival. Amazing. She's a great talent.
Yeah.
And she performs all over the world. And let's welcome to the show, Lauren Conklin. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Great. I'm sorry for the lengthy intro, but you've done so much in such a short time. It's hard not to cram a few interesting details into your bio. That's for sure.
Oh, well, thank you.
Now you began touring, and you performed like at the Royal Albert Concert Hall, the Grand Ole Opry. You've been on TV like the Colbert Show, the CMT
right.
Awards, the Today Show. My gosh, sounds like your career is just going along great.
It's been a great time. I've really enjoyed every second of it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you've also arranged and recorded strings for artists out there as well as for yourself. So that's quite amazing. And we'll talk more about that. But there's something that you just started lately that I know you're very, very proud of. And it addresses something of tremendous importance to our society, and that's mental health. And tell us about the Mental Health Initiative and what you're doing.
Yeah, so the Mental Health Initiative is a nonprofit that I founded almost exactly a year ago. We are a 501c3, so we went through all of that, which was a crazy process I've got to learn all about. But what we do is we help people who are struggling with really severe mental health issues, people that, for them, just going to see a therapist once a week is not enough. Mm-hmm. And they need to go to a longer inpatient therapy program. Those programs cost an average of $30,000 a month, and insurance doesn't cover it.
Wow.
And for people who are really, I know, right?
Wow.
And for people who are really struggling, that's often the only answer. So then they're faced with, do I go bankrupt? Do I sell my house? What do I do in order to survive?
Yeah.
Our nonprofit fully covers the cost of treatment for people who are in need of it.
That's phenomenal. That is really phenomenal. And just to go see somebody, an analyst, the hourly fee can be $400 or $500 an hour, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And we provide some placement services for people who need to go to treatment but don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
And we have licensed counselors who work with our nonprofit, and they provide those services for free for people. And those, like you said, are $400 or $500 an hour.
Unbelievable.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked at the cost.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're talking about people with severe mental conditions like schizophrenia, maybe, and they can't quite function in society.
Yeah, but often after going to these treatment centers, they're able to live independently and have a job and to learn how to manage their symptoms and have wonderful, happy, productive lives, and they wouldn't have had that opportunity without this treatment.
Oh my gosh! Well, that is really, really incredible. Yeah, you to be congratulated for that. And it's a lot of us luckily haven't had mental health issues like depression but I understand it can be so severe that sometimes people actually commit suicide.
Yeah.
And it just completely ruins their world. It's like a 24/7 migraine headache they can't get rid of. And
Exactly.
you just can't flip out of it and, snap out of it like some people think, I guess. So,
No.
so
Yeah. So we've been really lucky. We were able to, in the last year since we were founded, we've helped 20 people get treatment and provided over $65,000 of residential grants.
That's phenomenal.
That's super. That is super. How are you raising money?
Well, we are just, telling anyone who cares about this problem and who wants to see it solved. We are open to donations, to therapists volunteering their time. But so for any of your listeners who have wanted to know how to make a difference in mental health, I can tell you that every single dollar we raise goes straight into helping people. We are absolutely just an organization of people who care a lot about mental health and who want to see a change in the world where no one has to decide whether to lose their life or to drain their life savings. So you can donate to us at mentalhealthinitiative.info is our website.
Okay.
Perfect.
And that's all together, mentalhealthinitiative.info. Info. INFO. Okay, very, very good. And on that site, they can directly donate?
They can. All of the information is there on how to donate or how to get involved or how to learn more.
That's great. Where are you based?
We are based out of Nashville, Tennessee, but we hope to be able to expand wider and wider. Right now we offer our services to anyone in need. We give priority to the people closer to home just because we have to have a way to weed through the applications, but the more we're able to raise, the more people we're able to help, and we hope to someday be a nationwide organization.
Very good. Very, very good. Well, absolutely. I hope people listening do realize how important this is, because somebody has touched our life, either directly in our family or people we've known, and even those coming back from wars who suffer from different syndromes and mental challenges that they can't deal with just by themselves. And
yes. It touches everyone, really.
It does. It does it all, without
Especially
a doubt.
the people around them, too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like, Alzheimer's, for instance, where somebody in the family, usually an elderly person, gets Alzheimer's, and it's shocking when somebody doesn't recognize someone you've known all their life.
Right.
Or who gets confused or gets paranoid and thinks you're doing harm to them. It's terrifying, and at the same time scary. And it's great that there's some resources out there like your initiative.
Yeah, well, it's just really important. I think that when you see a big group of people who are struggling and the only thing standing in the way of them getting help is money, you just look at it and you say, this is crazy. Someone needs to step in and do something. And so we said, there are so many problems like Alzheimer's. I don't know how you fix that. The research is going to take a long time, and there are so many variables.
Sure.
This problem, people needing to go to residential mental health treatment, is such an easy fix.
Yeah.
It's just getting the resources to the people who need them.
So right now I'm looking at the website, mentalhealthinitiative.info. And there's something at the top called Healing Through Songs. What is that?
Yes, that was our inaugural fundraiser. And it was a really, really special night. We had some artists and songwriters who came out to perform and to share, how important mental health is to them. And it was a fantastic evening. We raised almost $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just really special to be able to share that time with so many people who just care so deeply. And for that to be our first event, I think really speaks to how huge this issue is and how many people are impacted by it.
Absolutely. So, will you be having that again, you think? Healing Through Songs?
We will, yes. That is going to be an annual program, and we have some other smaller, like we're working on a podcast and some other things like that will happen more frequently throughout the years, but that will kind of bridge that gap between music and mental health, because, you know, music is such a huge part of healing for so many people.
Yes, it is. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and so, you know, we just thought that how special and how cool is that, especially being a Nashville Music City-based organization, and there are so many artists and songwriters and performers who have been impacted by this. So we're really trying to kind of bring those two worlds together and show how beautiful and healing music can be.
How did you get involved in this? What made you decide to make this a charity?
Well, I had several people who were really, really close to me who were really struggling with their mental health, and especially during the pandemic. You know, I know that was a hard time for all of us, and especially people who had pre-existing mental health conditions. For some of them, that was just really devastating. But I had multiple people in my life who attempted to take their own lives.
Wow.
And I saw that what they needed was this help. And the only reason they couldn't get it was because they couldn't afford it. So I started reaching out to organizations that, you know, provide help for addiction or for medical bills or anything. And all of them said, well, we can't cover this, but someone should start a nonprofit that helps people access mental health treatment, because there are so many organizations that help people cover, like I said, medical bills or substance use, but there really weren't any organizations that helped people pay for mental health treatment. So after I had the fourth person say, wow, you know, someone does need to start a nonprofit that does this, I thought, well, maybe that person should be me.
There you go. There you go.
That's
Take the bull by the horns.
Absolutely. There was a suicide in my family, and that was in 1993, and you never really truly get over it. So there's a lot of other people that are affected. So,
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Well, I didn't say it for that reason, but yeah. So your organization not only helps the person with the mental issues, but also others, family, friends.
Sure.
It has a long-reaching impact, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, you have to think about, like you said, every single individual. It's not just their lives. It's the lives of all the people that love them and of all the people that they're going to impact over the course of their time here on Earth, that they wouldn't have the opportunity to interact with if they didn't get the help they need.
And they would have the surrounding people get a little bit of peace of mind, too, knowing that they are getting the right help. And that they,
for sure.
Hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that they can recover, and if not lead a normal life, at least a manageable life where they can get back out in society and not be stuck in the gloom of mental depression or all the other different things. My major in college was actually psychology. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and I certainly have a soft heart for anybody who is having mental challenges, and they shouldn't be ridiculed or called crazy or nuts or any of those things.
No. It's an actual disease.
Yes, yes, mental health.
It is, and it's so common too. I mean, I feel like there is. I don't know that I've ever met anyone who can say I've never felt anxiety or I've never felt depression. You know, everyone goes through something, and we all go through things at different levels, and some of us need more help and assistance than others, but everyone deserves to have the chance and the hope of healing.
Absolutely. I've got to jump back into your career, in your musical career, but one of the things that motivated it was when you decided to take part in a swimming meet, and you were competing against somebody who beat you. Tell us about that story. It's hilarious.
Oh gosh. Wow. I realized really young that I was not an athlete. I think the story you're referring to is that I was in a swim competition.
Yes.
And I got lapped twice by someone who only had one arm. And they passed me 2 times.
Wow. Wow.
I think that was your
clue.
That was your clue.
That was my sign that sports were not for me. So we went the music route.
There you go. How long did it take, or let me put it this way, when did you take a violin?
I started playing when I was 5 years old. So
Right.
It's really been my whole life.
I got you. Because you don't take it up at the age of 18 and then the age of 19 or 20, become a performing artist, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could, but violin's got a pretty steep learning curve. You gotta suffer through the squeaky years.
The squeaky years. And you also play the cello, right?
Yep, that's right. I've been doing a lot of string section work where, I'll go in and work for an artist and they say, we want to have all of the strings on this recording, but we don't have the time to get together a whole orchestra. Can you just play all of the pieces and stack yourself up? And I've been doing a lot of that, and it's a really fun time.
Wow, that's awesome.
Nice.
Are you familiar with a group that was called the Wrecking Crew?
Yes, of course.
Where they had someone who was a master guitarist, someone who was great at the drums, someone who was a trumpet player, and they put all the background music in for some of the greatest groups that ever existed in the 60s mainly.
Yeah.
It was something, but but it's nice with you having all those different talents. Do you also play the guitar, being a string instrument?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
You're
multi-talented.
You're something
I'm
else.
kind of jealous there.
No, it's just a lot of time practicing.
Is that what it is? I guess that's where I fell down.
Do you have a touring schedule for 2024?
I'm not doing as much touring in 2024. I'm really focusing on, I've been doing a ton of scoring for film. And I found that, I love touring, but in this season of my life, I'm really loving working in the scoring industry. And so I have a couple big film projects lined up that I'm really excited to start on.
That's great.
As well as some albums of concert music that I'm getting ready to release. So that's looking like my 2024.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, it's good to not only continue the type of skill level you have, but to take on new horizons. It motivates you.
It does. It's good to challenge yourself, break out of the ordinary a little bit.
That's super. Now, are some of these programs are films, as you said? Are these short features, long features? What are they like?
I have a couple long features, a TV show, and then a couple shorts. So I'm kind of doing a little bit of everything, which is nice. It keeps it interesting.
No, it sure is. It sure is.
Do you have a website, Lauren?
I do. It's www.laurenconklin.com.
And I'll type that in as well on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's Lauren, Lauren.
Yeah.
Correct. Is there any dot between Lauren and Conklin?
Yep, laurenconklin.com.
Oh, okay. Afterwards. All right, after the name. Okay. Very good. Well, it's people. You're on radio, so people can't see you, but you're absolutely beautiful. But even more so, your heart is obviously huge for you to take a considerable amount of your time to organize this charity and to be concerned about the welfare of others, like you're doing with the mental health initiative. You're really to be congratulated.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And, I hope anyone listening will take the time to check out the Mental Health Initiative website and learn about what we're doing and see how you can help, because I just think that it's so important and it's so needed in our world. And I hope we're able to reach a lot more people in the coming years.
We agree 100%. And that our platform here in Tampa Bay is always open to you. Tampa Bay is the second largest radio market in the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So
amazing.
Yeah, and we broadcast during the rush hour on a weekday. So we do have some very avid listeners who like to hear things like this.
And
I appreciate.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's so great to talk to you both.
One last time, what is the Mental Health Initiative website?
It is mentalhealthinitiative.info.
Perfect. Thank you, Lauren.
All right, Lauren Conklin, take care. Best of luck to you. Stay healthy.
You guys too.
Okay, very good. Well, Cal, it's been a fun show.
It has. I'd like to thank our guest today, Matt Nick, Caulfield, Illinois, and Lauren Conklin of the Mental Health Initiative.
Absolutely. And what about our verse?
Our verse for the week is Psalm 100, verse 1. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands.
Fantastic. And my closing is always the same thing now because it's so right. Don't go looking for happiness. Take it with you. So in behalf of Kelly, Ed Davis, and I, please check us out every Monday at the same time and same station for another entertaining and informative hour of the Kelly Show.